Okay. I'll get a glass of water. Then we'll be ready to go. Oh, you're gonna time it up. All right. Yeah, go for it. I don't know if that's going through. And it's on an ad right now, so. Yeah, totally reinvented his team at the trade deadline. Except he beat you with the first version of his team also. Oh, we got some comments. We got people viewing. Oh yeah, I gotta do my standard match of the week comment. All right, let's get it started. Welcome. We got the long-awaited 2001 League World Series. Two series have ended. This is the third World Series. Looking to find the third champion of the Reddit Backyard Baseball League Season 14. We've got the Crazy Beers as coached by HC Triple I. And we've got the Sleazy Raccoons as coached by Visery. I'm Crazy Eights, and on the call with me is fellow coach Itanium. Both of us lost to the Beers on the Beers' way to the World Series. He took out both of us. Yeah, we have a slight delay, but that's all right. We've made it. Oh, I gotta get my notifications out of here. All right, we're gonna do games 1 and 2 today. We've got those are the only two that have been played so far. So no champion will be crowned tonight, but we will see if either team takes a 2-0 lead or if it'll be tied after two. It could be. All right, in the neutral site World Series, both teams will be labeled as home team on their side. So we will see the pitching performances for both teams in the first inning. Let's get them going. On the left, we have the Beers stream, and on the right, we have the Raccoons. We should turn off the volumes here. All right, for those of you that have not been following along closely, the Beers made a bunch of moves at the trade deadline. So if you watch the Beers at the start of the season, many of their players are no longer with the team. But that's how it goes sometimes. This is the first season we ever had mid-season trading allowed in rBBL. I think it added an extra wrinkle to the season. All right, surveying the defense. That's right. On the Raccoon side, they're led by Jose Canseco and his generic clone Tanya Lesko, the Bash brother and sister. All right, they're getting it underway. Oh, gotta remember to turn off the commentary. All right, both teams will pitch first, as I mentioned. They're both the home team, so we'll see if any AI runs get scored by the. Oh, there's a big shot from Leah Wayne. Tanya Lesko going back. Oh, off the noggin. All right. Very, very inauspicious start for the. Oh, Leah's taken off. Poor decision making by the computer. Both participants. Oh, another long line drive. Yes, we get soundboard on Match of the Week today. Another leadoff double. This time Lance smartly stays at second. Well, this could be double play. All right. We'll wait for the beers to catch up here. We'll see how it goes after 1/2 an inning. Both players did play live in the Discord server, but I did not watch either game, so I do not know what happens. No spoilers in the chat. All right, easy first out for the Beers, who still never got their nameplate fixed on the scoreboard graphic. Yes. Much to the chagrin. Ooh, strikeout. All right, let's see if we can retire the home run threat. Quick 2 strikes. Going for the K. Get out of here. All right, perfectly placed, pixel perfect. All right, let's start with the Raccoons half of the offense. We can turn the volume back on for that one. Come on, get out of here. There we go. All right, Liz Kinghorn leads it off. One of the sources of speed for the Raccoons lineup. Lack of random bounces, though, so maybe not. Oh, he's following your advice. And Liz makes it easily. All right, now we got the Super Colossal Dome crowd in it. They're silent for the first at bat there. He's not doing the hit and run quite yet. Ooh, opposite field hit. Lance to his left, makes out at second. Ooh, but Vlad is just safe at first. Always want to avoid a double play when you're hitting. That's true. The high coordination allows them to get rid of the ball quickly when picking their target to throw to. Tough corner pitch. Jose's in the hole at 2 strikes, but opting to stick with the power swing. Gotta swing at that one, fouls it off. Oh, tough pitch. The low contact did not help Jose on that one. Takes the slow-mo for strike 1. No bonus on getting a hit for that one. So he'll wait for a better pitch. Oh, and Leah puts it away. No runs in the top or bottom of the first for the Raccoons. Here come the Beers. Ruth Prout serving the same role as Liz Kinghorn. Walks the tightrope. Leadoff single. All right. The Beers do put the hit and run on. Another grounded to third. That could play. Just like that. 2 pitches, 2 base runners. And this is what the Beers lineup is all about. MVP candidate Leah Wayne, 2 runners on. All right, let's go down a little bit. Just off the outside edge. Leah waiting for that perfect home run pitch. I think that was in the hittable area. But Leah's looking for an even better pitch. Gotta swing at that one. Ooh, loops it into left field. I think that's got enough. It's out of here. A quick 3-0 start for the Crazy Beers. .367 feet into the crowd. Coach HCII celebrating Leah as she runs around the bases. And just like that, we've got 3-0 Beers. Leah's picking up where she left off. She had a monster game to eliminate the round trippers to reach the World Series as the Beers put up 44 runs, something like that. All right, Scotty Roth, another slap hitter looking to restart the rally. Waiting for a better one. Lineup composition in rBBL, a little different than other forms of baseball. All right, here's big Lance Lambert, another power bat. Takes the first pitch ball. No hit and run here because the power swing too susceptible to the pop-up. And the turnaround on pop-ups mod does not yet exist, but maybe someday. Quick 3-0 to Lance. But Lance could still swing if he gets a good one. Like that. Oh, but it's a pop-up. Canseco's under it. Puts it away. Those 3-0 pitches look juicy, but then you get too excited. That's how it goes sometimes. Now we got the hit and run on with a line drive hitter in. Boosted Markey. Both of these teams use line drive just about as much or if not more than any other teams in the league. Other teams rely on the grounder, but these two teams like their line drive hitters. All right, hitters count here for Marky Dubois. It's a close one. All right, get one more chance. Full count. Oh, just in front of that one. Good sound off the bat, but foul. And that's going to be ball 4 easily. 2 runners on base. Up comes Burnitz, opting to stick with the line drive swing. Yeah, if you have two runners on and you have to take it off, then that's a double click. Some coaches prefer to view the pitch and then turn the hit run on rather than trying to take it off mid pitch. Sonia Hagen having trouble finding the zone. As an AI pitcher, she's only got that one good pitch, but she does have the 100 stamina. All right, a little safer with the full count to put the hit and run on. Burnett's with a grounder, and Vlad gets the out at third, but that's it. All right, here's our third Beers power hitter. They're spaced out throughout the lineup to always have a chance at a bomb. Ooh, that slow ball, ooh, looked good. But Mandy popped it up to the left. Coolidge is definitely the least consistent of the Beers' big bats, but does have the power to hit it out. All right, she's in the hole here now at a 1-2 count, but sticking with power. Oh, chases a ball. That's the end of that one. All right, let's get the raccoon side. Oh, we're pitching again. We'll play both the pitching innings. That's true with Billie Jean on deck. It's either power up or nothing. All right, we got 3-0 after one inning. Both teams are pitching here. Grounder 2. Oh, he's going to let Frankie get it. Oh, wise move. Didn't chase after it with Betty, because that would have been a lesser chance for the out. All right, we got double Jocindas, but the one on the right is the real Jocinda. All right, both teams go 3 up, 3 down. Oh, I'm freezing here. Hold on. Give it a second. All right, stand by. Not sure what's going on. Yeah, oh, they're saying they cannot hear you. But that is separate from this issue. Oh, I think it's because... Oh, I have you on Discord, but... Oh, I think it's because I have Discord on my other monitor, so it's not capturing it. I have to move you back over here. Alright, hold on. Why is this... Oh, there we go. Excuse my EA Sports here. Alright. Alright, where are we at? Okay. Not sure what happened. I think I clicked on something else. Okay, let me move you back to this screen. Okay, if you talk now, I think you can be heard. All right, let me know. Let me know if you can hear him now. Sorry about that. I'm a Twitch noob. All right, we're gonna. Yeah, and a new computer. All right, Jocinda with the pop up. Leah's under it. Makes the play 1 out. All right, Tanya's up. Prefer to have her up with runners on, but we'll see if she can get a solo home run to get the Raccoons on the board. Burnitz makes the play, but not in time. All right. Should have tested this first. All right, let me hold on. Let me get this. Uh-oh. Oh no, Betty Houston. Not what you want to see. That'll give the beers a power up. All right, we got Billie Jean Blackwood up with no runners on. Don't want that either, but not going to waste a power up in this situation. I'm going to work on my sound in the meantime. At this point, you just got to hope Billie Jean can pop it over somebody's head in the corner of the infield. All right, Billie Jean up the middle. Gets herself a base hit. But her bat goes from weak to weaker. All right, Ruth moves him over. 2 runners on. Still not getting any desktop audio here. Let's see. Well, I'm sharing my entire screen, so I would think whatever's playing on this screen would have audio too. All right, Beers lose their hit and run on that. Christian will have to swing away. Oh, chases a ball. That's strike 3. But Leo will stay. Oh, thought about it. But she'll let it go for a strike. Opts to swing at that one. Grounded towards first. Jocinda goes to cover the bag. And everyone will be safe. But now we have bases loaded for Scotty Roth. It might be power-up time. There he goes. Wants to go for the undergrounder. All right. We'll see if it goes for the ground rule double or stays in. Oh, they'll be running a while on this one. All right. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. Uh-oh, she flubs the throw. Scotty could come all the way around. And the relay goes to nobody. Scotty with the inside the park ground rule home run. Not ground rule. Undergrounder home run. All right. Beers are in business. And now it sounds like I laughed at nobody because nobody can hear you. Still trying to figure out how to turn your volume on. All right, Lance with 2 strikes, sticks with power. Into right, not gone. Frankie Holly makes the catch. 2 outs. Ooh, Marquis swings on the wrong stance. Strike 1. Marky with a rip towards second. Oh, but he'll be put away. Out number 3. All right, we're heading to the 3rd inning. The Beers have opened up a 7-0 lead, but there's still plenty of game left. They put away the first out on the Beers side. Markey with a shot. Oh, but Canseco with the play. 1 out for both sides. Quickly. The Beers earned a double play in the last inning, so if the Raccoons allow a run, the Beers will be more likely to use that power. Meanwhile, the computer Raccoons get a base hit, getting a runner on for Betty. Betty with a drive to left field, and the Raccoons are doing it on the computer side. They make it 7-2. Oh, but the Beers have gotten a base hit. Could be a power up then. However, with Leah Wayne, they opt to sometimes let their power hitters swing away. All right. The Raccoons have retired this side. All right, Raccoons going to the bottom of the 3rd, trying to get on the board. All right, Tracy Hoban in a quick 0-2 hole. All right, they limit the damage for the AI Raccoons. Oh, Tracy has a right to first. That will not be doing anything. Burnett's with a drive to start off the Beers. Oh, yeah. Burnett's stays at first. Let's, oh, I paused again. Why is it doing this? It doesn't like 2 videos at once. All right, there we go. Ooh, we missed that. Ground rule double. Let's go back. Frankie Hawley to right field. A small bouncer. Ooh, just enough bounce to get him a ground rule double. All right, Raccoons got a runner in scoring position. Liz with a soft grounder, which could get her on base. Then it does. Whoa, Frankie taking off for 3rd. Aggressive base running as the Raccoons try to get their first run. That's Vissery. Yeah, perhaps he thought they were going to throw it first. But now we get the 1st and 3rd situation, and they'll let Liz steal 2nd. All right, the Raccoons are threatening. Guerrero with the rip. Oh, Leah makes the catch without looking, but Frankie can tag up on the weak arm of Lance Lambert. And we bonk in the infield. Come on, somebody pick it up. Get it together, Beers. All right, Raccoons are on the board. See if we can keep it going as Canseco's got a runner on. Ooh, that looked like it could have gone somewhere, but it's a foul. Common theme with Canseco. All right, he'll switch to line drive with 2 strikes. As he got burned in his first plate appearance, having to swing power on an inside pitch. Thinking about power? Switches to power. It's a grounder. This will be a close play at first. Oh, he opts to throw to second. All right, that'll put 2 runners on for the Raccoons. And here comes Sonia Hagen. Yes. For those of you that cannot hear Itanium. His inside said that Visery's recent digging into the AI pitching behavior has uncovered that with 3 balls, they're more likely to throw it in the zone, which could influence selecting a pitch type. Sonia with weak contact, that's all the Raccoons will get. Alright, but 1 run better than none. Alright, back here on the beer side. Alright, I'll try to tinker with my settings again. Might just have to try and fix it before game 2. Alright, Mandy Coolidge. Full count. Turn it on the hit and run. That's a drive. Deep to the outfield. Looks like it's in the park. Oh! They crash in right center field, preventing Frankie from an easy catch. A little too overzealous by, I'm not sure which blonde girl that is. Alright, Billie Jean got a single last time. Looking to sacrifice. And she earns herself a single anyway. Burnett's comes in to score. Oh, Ruth out at first. Good play by the second baseman. A rip up the middle. Cannot get there in time. Another run will come in to score. Kristen Sullivan with the RBI single. And here comes Leah Wayne. Has 1 3-run home run to her name already this game. Looking for another. That one's long gone. Leah Wayne breaking it wide open. There she goes. Trotting around the bases. And that'll make it 12-2 Beers. 433. A little bit farther than her last homer. Scotty Roth has to come up bases empty, and he'll ground out to first base. All right. Another pitching change here for the Raccoons, and as Frankie Holly comes on the mound. That puts weak-armed Betty in right field if the Beers can get there. Frankie flubs the grounder. Could have ended the inning, but Lance makes it safely. Markey with a foul right in front of home plate. Little pop-up. Can the catcher get there? Oh, she does. All right, but after 3 innings, we've got 10-1 in favor of the Beers. I they're not getting sound from my video streams either, so it's not just Discord. Like the Google Chrome tabs I have pulled up, they're also not making sound. Apologies. We'll try to get Itanium on the call next game. I have to take a little break. Oh no. The aluminum power rears its ugly head after the previous dull play. And the Bears have taken a 2-1 lead on the AI side. That's not what the Raccoons want to see. However, it's a wash as both teams have now hit 2-run homers for their computer counterparts. All right. Raccoons limit the damage. Of course, while playing, the Raccoons do not know how many runs they need, but they certainly know that -1 is not going to get it done. All right, let's get them. Ooh, Leah Wayne with a diving catch. That's a gut punch. Hanyalesko trying to get something going. Straight up, this could be a bonk scenario. They crash into each other. Oh, but they make the collaborative catch. All right. Quick blows for the Raccoons there. Betty sits on the slow-mo. Ooh, nearly beats it out, but nothing going there. That was a quick inning for the Raccoons. And it did look like it was in the hittable zone, but sometimes it just doesn't bounce your way. All right, the Beer's looking to add on here as Burnitz leads it off. Burnett's choking up with 2 strikes and the line drive swing. That's a hittable pitch. Whoa! That one's getting out of here in a hurry. Oppo shot in the open stance, and Burnitz adds to the Beers' lead. What a hit. Burnitz has some sneaky power there with a 500-foot rope to left center. What a strike. When it rains, it pours. This one's getting out of hand. But of course, the Beers don't know that. He got a hittable pitch and drove it out of here. Here comes Manny Coolidge. Base is empty, but another solo shot would help the cause. Thinking about that one, but leaves it for ball 2. Ooh, fouls off that one, looking for blood. Ooh. Sometimes those heats on the corner. Not sure if you should swing or not, but good decision there. Same pitch, ball 4. Mandy gets on base. Here comes Billie Jean. Looking to make it 3 for 3 with no power-ups used yet. All right, 2 strikes. Just got to avoid the double play here at least. Oh, just nearly gets the flick off in time. All right, Billie Jean fighting. Ground ball. We'll see if this produces an out. Ooh, Mandy just makes it safely. She missed the catch anyway at second base, but I think she was already safe. Ruth Prout with runners on, looking to avoid double play. And they avoid any outs at all. They've got bases loaded for Kristen Sullivan. She had an RBI single her last plate appearance. Looking to add some more. Ooh, tough pitch. Takes it for strike one. All right, that one will stay in the infield. They throw home to save the out. But guess who's coming up? It's Leo Wayne. 2 3-run shots already. Looking to add a grand slam. High pitch. Ball one. Thought that might clip the top of the zone. Similar pitch. Swings for it. Canseco knocks it down but does not catch it. All right. Leo escapes with a single. Quite fortunate that that was not a catch and step on the bag for a double play. Scotty Ross going to use his other power-up. Earlier in this game, he used his undergrounder for an inside-the-park grand slam. Could get an out-of-the-park grand slam if he gets the right pitch. Thinks about it, but wisely leaves it for ball two. HC is aware that bunts are not allowed, so he puts on the bunt when he knows he's not going to swing. He's taken all the way, trying to get a full count, or draw ball four. All right, it goes to a full count. Do or die on this swing. That's ball four. Scotty with the RBI walk. Now, Lance Lambert, here's somebody you want up with the bases loaded. All right, Frankie's a little frazzled here. 2 walks now. Oh, that one had some potential, but it's fouled back. Lance with a rip into right center. Oh, knocks it down but cannot make the catch. 1 run's coming in. Leo will make it 2. Lance getting the job done with 2 RBIs there. And this one's tilting towards the beers with every subsequent batter. All right, Betty's coming back in, which keeps her out of the outfield, but could lead to base hits up the middle. Markey with a rip towards the left side. Oh, catches it on 1 hop, and everybody's safe. The bases remain loaded for Burnitz, who led off this inning with a frozen rope for a home run. Fouls it off the new pitcher, Vlad Guerrero. This pitcher is probably not in the Raccoons' plan. But he's throwing strikes here so far. Well, you never say never. But yes, not an ideal situation. Gonna take ball two. Oh, that's right down the line, but not gonna stay fair. Alright, here's Burnett's protecting with 2 strikes again. Rips that one up the middle. Oh, caught at second base. Double play ends the Beers inning. But a great inning on the offensive side. Alright, we've got both teams pitching. Ooh, Billie Jean. Billie Jean with a rope. She could get extra bases off of this. Billie Jean nerfed on both sides, but having an excellent day at the plate. But the Beers are out of power-ups for the AI. Alright, we get the lead runner out at least. We're throwing it around. And Scotty takes off for second. No power-up burn for that double play, though. Alright, Leah Wayne notches her 6th strikeout of the day. And looks like the Beers will get out of it. As will the Raccoons. Alright, both teams up to bat again. Alright, Raccoons need runs in a hurry. Alright, in the technical issues category, I found how to add desktop audio, but it still doesn't want to add any sound. I'm still working on it. Oh well. Hope my voice is adequate enough for game 1. Alright, Tracy looking to start things off for the Raccoons. Um, on, on my end, it's working well. Could be that yeah. Alright, Tracy reaches as benefited by an error. We'll see if the Raccoons can take advantage. Frankie out in front of it. Oh, Burnett's with the shoestring catch. That'll keep Tracy at first. I did hear multiple noises, but it might have been the bobble and the catch making both those noises. Alright, Raccoons need runs, so they're going to use a power up here with Liz Kinghorn. See if it can stick in the park and they can get inside the Parker. Alright, they're off and running. And it goes over the left field fence, but puts runners in a scoring position at the very least. Guerrero with runners on fouls it off. He puts it in the right outfield gap. This could score 2 and at least give the Raccoons the feeling of being out in front of the computer. Alright, shot into left at Markey. Boink off the head. That'll bring in Tracy. And then Leah Wayne falls as well. Alright, let's see if the Raccoons can use that to get a rally going. Here comes who they want, Jose Canseco with runners on. And that one is gone. Getting out of here in a hurry. That one had to feel good after 4 tough innings at the plate. Jose Canseco, the MVP winner in the American League, hitting a 451-foot shot. And we skipped the running animation, but the blimp and the music are still stuck. The quick clicking got a little glitch here. Everybody's watching that one. All right, Raccoons are up to a +3. Rome wasn't built in a day, and the Raccoons will have to get runs little by little. Ooh, Sonia sees a pitch she likes but fouls it off. Second foul. Quickly in an 0-2 hole. Have to swing at that one, too close to take. But Scotty Roth makes the play at first. Nothing going there. Alright, here's Joe Cinda for the Raccoons. Mandy's coming in to pitch the first pitching change of the evening for the AI Crazy Beers. Joe Cinda with a rope to the right side. Lance going back. Makes it without even looking. Alright, the Raccoons got some. But the Beers out in front. And Mandy Coolidge takes the first pitch and blasts it to left. The Beers keep pouring it on, no pun intended. That one caught just enough of the plate. And here comes Billie Jean, 3 for 3 without any power-ups used. Billie Jean up to short, but that's Betty Houston, cannot make the play. 4 for 4 on the day. What a game from Billie Jean. Not too shabby for the 9th place hitter. Ruth Proud right to the pitcher. Out at second, but that's it. Ruth gets on base. Raising her batting average, even though that should be a fielder's choice in real baseball. Kristen Sullivan through the right field hole. All right, runners on first and second. And who else? Leah Wayne looking to add to her monster game. Turns on that pitch. Makes it a 3rd home run today for Leah Wayne. Her 3rd 3-run bomb of the afternoon or evening or whatever time of day this game was played. Leah will not relent. 404 feet down the left field line. And the Beers have made it a +19 on their side. That was very similar to the pitch that Mandy Coolidge hit out a couple batters ago. All right, Scotty Roth in a quick 0-2 hole, looking to get on base with a slap hit. Have to swing at that one. But he's got just enough speed to get there before Tracy Hoban's throw. All right, here comes Lance Lambert for the Beers. No home run yet today for Lance, but he's always opting for the power swing. Take strike one right on the corner. Impossible to hit. Lance with a little chopper, but that might work. Sometimes that's all you need. Marquee coming up. 2 runners on. Hit and run in place. Ooh, quick clicking by HC Triple I to get that hit and run off. Oh, leaves that even though it would be a strike. Thinks he can get a better one. Putting on a clinic for anyone learning how to hit and run. Itanium on my side, noting that HC says he uses a trackpad and not a standard mouse. Pretty impressive clicking display for a trackpad user. That's going to be ball 4. And the bases will be loaded for Jeremy Burnitz. Quite a few walks this game, yes. At least 2 from Frankie that I remember, and 1 from Vladimir here. It pays to be patient at the plate. The thing with a high-scoring game is the snowball effect that once you get to the 3rd or 4th pitcher, it might be somebody that opponent does not want on the mound. All right, hitters count here for Burnitz. Liner to left. That'll drop. And the left fielder will drop. Lance round in 3rd. Oh, never mind. Put on the brakes. All right, everyone will stay 1 base up for a single. Here comes Mandy, who led off the inning with a solo shot. Her eyes lit up at that pitch because that one is a grand slam. They're pouring it on. The beers are out of control here, making it a plus 24 on their side. Even without knowing what the other side scored, this score already has got to make the coach feel good. Billie Jean gonna try and keep her perfect game alive on the at-bats, that is. That's true. For any viewers that don't know, both teams will get to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Billie Jean with a 5th single. My goodness. 3 batting and 6 running. Who cares? She's 5 for 5. All right, Ruth Prout might get another fielder's choice single. Grounded right up the middle. Out at 2nd. That's the same way the first out of this inning was made. Same exact play. Joe Sinda comes on the mound. Again, probably not in the Raccoons' initial plans, but we'll see what she can do. Ooh, Kristen pulls that outside pitch. Jose opts to cover 3rd base instead of trying to catch it. And Leah Wayne's coming up once again with runners on base. The Beers have enacted their lineup plan to perfection, giving Leah some RBI opportunities every time. And there she goes. 4th home run of the day, cashing in once again. The Beers are firing on all cylinders. Leah trots around the bases, and the raccoons can do nothing but hang their heads. Leah Wayne's got over 1,200 feet of home runs. Yeah, your audio is not coming through. All right, Scotty Roth once again, bases empty, looking to slap his way on base, keep the rally going. Oh, just beats it by a step. Tracy didn't have a quick enough reaction time. Here comes Lance, looking to push it to 30 runs for the Beers. Fouls off that one to start the at bat. That one sounds good. Heading back to left center, but it's in the park. Off the center fielder's head. All right, they'll relay it in, but Betty Houston does not have the arm to make that play. That's 30 runs for the Crazy Beers. Markey, first pitch swinging. That one's going to fall into left center. Taking off for third is Lance, and he'll make it easily. They just don't stop. All right, here's Burnitz with a couple runners on. Taking off for second. She throws because there's 2 outs, so Markey will have to retreat. All right, Burnitz sees the hook, drives it the other way. One hopper to left field. Markey just gets in there, and Lance will score. That makes it plus 29, and we're back to the leadoff hitter for the 3rd time this inning. Canseco's coming in to pitch now. Not very often you see him on the mound. And Coolidge takes his first pitch back in the right center field. That is Mandy's 3rd home run of the inning. My goodness. Somebody stop the match. There goes Mandy trotting around the bases once again. The Beers lineup is just doing everything that coach would hope for and more. All right, Billie Jean trying to do it again. And she is in there, 6 for 6. Who needs to be at full strength anyway? All right. However, both outs this inning have been made by Billie Jean at second base. So we'll see if she can progress. The bunt, meaning he's not swinging here. All right. Jose found the zone. We'll put the hit and run back on. Ooh, watches that one. Forgets to take off the steal, and now Billie Jean's stuck. Can't hit and run. Unless we get to full count 2 outs, then it's impossible to be caught stealing. Ruth with the grounder in between everybody. Oh, and Billie Jean with her long legs gets in there at the slide. And the inning continues. Yes, under new rules this season, or I think that might have been last season. Since Billie made it to second base safely, she can turn on the hit and run again. Ooh, Kristen out in front fouls it off. All she's got to do is get on base, and Leah Wayne gets to bat once again. Ooh, that one made a good sound, but it's right at left field, and this inning ends after 17 runs. What a inning and what a game. All right, this one probably over, but I've seen crazier things. Didn't Itanium fall victim to a 25-run sixth inning or something one time? AI Betty with a rope, but Mandy adjusts and makes the catch. Meanwhile, AI Mandy gets a single. I think that was Mandy. At this point, we might just play both the bottom of the sixth at the same time because I think this one's a foregone conclusion. All right, here come the beers looking to tack on. Betty with the dive makes the play at second. No double play though. All right, Leah Wayne with no runners on. Not a sight she's used to seeing. Betty's digging deep to try and get out of this inning. Ground ball up the middle. Dives again. Vlad comes in to save the day, and the Raccoons will get back up to bat. We'll see if the Raccoons can make a game of it. At least getting some momentum going for game two. The nice thing is, once they get to game two, it starts at 0-0 once again. There's Tanya, deep drive to left, and that's how the Raccoons inning gets started. Meanwhile, Leah with a little pop up. Oh, but Betty not quick enough to make the play. Over on the Raccoon side, Betty used quite a bit of juice in that last inning of pitching, so it's going to be home run or bust here. Scotty with the grounder. Canseco cannot scoop it up. And they both make it safely. Betty fouls it off at high velocity. Betty chokes up to the line drive, but still pops it up. They threw to third without stepping on second base over on the Beers game, so only one out. All right, Betty was out. Tracy with the screaming line drive up the middle. She's going to dig deep, try for a double. Ruth with the bouncer of a throw, doesn't make it. Tracy's in. Markey with the liner up the left field line. And it's fair. But no runs will come in, leaving the bases loaded for Jeremy Burnitz. All right, here comes Frankie Hawley looking to make something happen. Jeremy Burnett's waffling back and forth between line drive and screaming line drive, but opts for the normal line drive. And nearly hits it out, but that one's going to be foul. Burnitz does have one line drive home run today. Who in one game would be quite the feat. Frankie fouls off that outside pitch. Cokes up with the line drive swing. Burnett takes a high one just out of the zone. Full count for Frankie. Yeah, full counts on both sides. Frankie with a drive. Left center, Ruth coming over to make the catch. And she cannot. And Tracy will advance to third on the aggressive base running. Burnett's with a liner right up the middle. That one might go off the video screen. Not a home run, but runs will come in. Frankie gonna allow Tracy to score with the gambit play. As the AI, always aggressive, trying to get the lead runner. Raccoons are getting runs any way they can. Liz straight up. Scotty positions himself underneath, and it doinks off his head. Meanwhile, on this side with the first and third play, they do allow Burnett's to take second. No throw down that time. Vladimir fouls it off. Andy Coolidge, 3 home runs. They all came last inning. Ooh, Guerrero hits it where no one is. And they'll be on the run here. Gotta wait for everyone to make it safely before he can advance. Guerrero with a double. Liz thinking about going home. And she'll make it. Mandy with a little pop-up. But that'll bring in another run. Alright, Raccoons are rallying. While it may not be enough to come back, it'll boost the morale before game 2. Canseco to right field. Doesn't have enough. Off the top of the wall. Billie Jean finally decides to use the power-up after going 6 for 6 without him. But in the last inning, it's use him or lose him. And she's thrown out at second base. What an irony. The one time she uses a power-up, she's out. Sonia Hagen popped up. And Scotty cannot make the catch once again. Those catchers with the difficult pop-ups straight up. Ruth hits it right to the pitcher. And she'll make it as they had to wait for Vlad to cover first. Jocinda with the rope into the outfield. Oh, Ruth dove for it or else she might have gotten the out at second. And the Raccoons are up to a +9. They are not going away that easily. Markey's coming in to pitch for the Beers now. The Beers do have quite the pitching depth on this team. Pop up by Tanya. Infield fly. That'll prevent the double play. But that brings the Raccoons down to their last out of game 1. Ooh, Betty in a quick 0-2 hole after the first 2 pitches were strikes, but not great pitches to hit. Gotta swing at this one. Pop up between third and short. And Leah puts it away. And that'll do it for the Raccoons. +9, not the initial game they would have hoped. But kudos for not giving up. 10 of those 11 runs were scored in the last 2 innings, so perhaps the Raccoons will parlay that into a better game 2. Pop up for Leah Wayne. This might do it on the Beers side. All right. But what a game for the Crazy Beers. Final score 36-9. What an explosive display of offense for the Beers, and that's an emphatic game 1 win. Nice job. That does bring the Raccoons their first loss of the season after a 14-0 regular season and 2 playoff sweeps. But anything can happen in these playoffs. All right. I'll submit this one. But we should try to fix my audio issues before game 2. I was going around with it. I was looking at my OBS while we were streaming. I figured out how to pull up something that says desktop audio, but I can't get it to actually work. Oh well. Oh yeah, please do. Please do if you could take the screenshots. Let me get. All right. Any OBS experts? I pulled up something that says desktop audio, but I want it to make sound, and it's not making sound. Although now I can't test it because nothing's playing. HC with a mini spoiler saying that his second game was not as good, but it would have been tough to top a plus 36 as his first output. But that's why they play best of 5. Don't want one good game or one bad game to decide the entire series. Raccoons are still very much in it. Even if they lose game 2, I would not write them off just yet. They could definitely rip off 3 in a row. But anything could happen here in game 2. Still not seeing where I can add audio. I need to try something that I saw here. I'm gonna stop the stream to figure out the audio issues, and I'll ping when it's live. Be right back.